you'd be surprised. A lot of these hip hop cats and a lot of like real gangsters and real G's, they like smooth music.
Mm.
Yeah.
When you do a song like "Here We Go Again," do you not then
They don't like
think,
to just hear raw hip hop.
yeah, when you're doing a song like "Here We Go Again," do you know when you finished it that, oh, this is going to be a hit?
Let me tell you something. Get a story. We all knew it was going to hit. The record company didn't want to put it out at first. They wanted to put Honey Dip out. They thought
Oh,
that was a big hit. We knew Here We Go Again was a hit from the time we finished it. But I'll tell you this story. I hated the bridge. To this day, I don't like the bridge. And Phil was like, dude, we got to do the bridge. He convinced me, like, man, I was like, man, we shouldn't put this in the music. I didn't want to
I
do the bridge
did.
at all. I hated it. I don't know why.
what part of the bridge? What
Michael's like, Michael's like, Phil, what you mean by Phil was like, what you mean by climbing the mountain?
kind of? That's just how high is
Yeah,
that
that's the
the?
bridge. That's the bridge.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
I
the bridge.
don't
What
know
you
what
mean
I.
by swim the
Okay.
sea? I said, what's I don't want to get too deep. Yeah, that's how that came about.
You know what? I was
Because
just
it was
thinking,
really Michael Jackson climb every mountain. It was really Michael Jackson swim every sea. Remember that song Michael Jackson sang?
I didn't
And
know that.
really,
What?
I know, I'm telling you now. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
really what it was I wanted to joke out of Mike's curiosity. See what I'm saying? He was curious because he was like, I don't get what you're doing. Like, this is weird. And I was like, it's gonna be fun, Mike. Watch. He was like, nah, man, I don't like that bridge. Man, I was like, leave the bridge, you know. And that
yeah. You know
turnaround on the
what?
bridge, to this day, I love it.
Musically, I thought I was slowing it down. I was like, when
Mm.
I threw, sometimes I used to feel like bridges would slow things down. It would mess up the continuity or the momentum of the song. So that's why I didn't want to do it. And then Philip put
Right.
this weird thing on there. I was like, find them out. What? And everybody said that's the part that they remember the most. So
Yeah,
I was
it's
wrong.
very hard to, yeah.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah.
But how come you didn't do another song similar to that on that album? Because I don't know if you already had the formula. Don't you just say, oh, let's get another one that kind of
Because
fits?
okay, look, Philip would answer it different. I feel like
You
after that
just
album, when we traveled to Europe, we started seeing all me personally, I seen all these beautiful, beautiful women of Europe and Asia and Australia, and it just like made me say, I don't want to have fun no more. I want to grow up. And that's
that was our biggest mistake. Our biggest mistake is that we grew up too fast. We got too mature. We
Oh,
yeah,
really stopped having fun with the records. That's why all that matters is
yeah,
so moody.
serious. Yeah.
Because
mm.
we weren't having fun. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the fun part about, me and Eric sitting down drinking 40 ounces and me getting my me getting my TV repossessed by a rent center. You know
Like
what I'm
stuff
saying? We
like
had a
that.
little bread then. Yeah, stuff like that. Or riding around in the Skylark. We didn't have
Mm-hmm.
$10. So we all
Mm-hmm.
eating burgers together. And we had to, I think the biggest mistake we made was not living together anymore. Because I think if we would have lived together, we would have stayed together on the second album, it
Would
would
have
have been
fun.
way
They would have
crazier.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
would have
We
more
would have had a
fun.
lot
Yeah.
more fun.
I,
Yeah.
I wonder, does it ever happen where if you wrote a lot of material for the first album that you could have used some of that material for the second album? Or
We
does it
did. We
become,
wrote about 25 tunes. We just narrowed it down. We wrote 25 or 30 tunes on the first album. We just kind of narrowed it down and
yeah,
um
but the thing before the first album comes up and it blows up, do you ever think, well, we were in a good place when we wrote this first album. Let's take the leftovers and use it for the second album. Or do you just rewrite the whole thing? Because
No,
that's
too
what I'm
creative.
wondering.
We were too creative.
yeah, we too creative. I wanted to be on a whole nother vibe. Like, and Mike started playing and getting serious about the Fender Rhodes and like doing a different
Yeah.
vibe. That's why, it's certain songs like, on that album that like Loving You Is All Right. Like that's more of an adult song.
Mm,
Loving You Is All
We
Right
were
is about
young.
real relationships. And we were young, All Natural Girl and
Yeah.
Here's a Kiss, I Can Call You. Those were like kind of mature.
mm,
And then, when Creep, because we came out the same time that Creep came out. When Creep came
Mhm.
out by TLC, and
okay.
they were having fun.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
so our Creep. Yo, I'm
Yeah,
downloading,
yeah.
download. They having fun with it, and that's what people our age were doing. We got too serious because we were serious musicians.
Right. We signed to Quincy Jones, and we were serious. We were just serious. We didn't play. It was
Over the
just
same age, we were young, but we were so music.
I, I, I'm,
Yep.
I'm, I'm just. I mean, I'm um, just checking albums, what came out in '95, and if I see about it, we had the show and after party, freaking news. We had D'Angelo, um, we had Groove Theory, Tell Me,
Mhm.
Faith Evans, Montel with This Is How We Do It. So, and we had R. Kelly, Brownstone, Cut Close, Brian McKnight, Remember You, All for One. So they were a lot of yeah. I think the mood was quite different. So for real, Candy Rain. Um,
plus,
yeah,
plus the record company. They didn't
See,
really know
that's
what
all
to do with
fun.
it either.
That's all fun music, and
yeah, it
that's
is.
kicking it.
That's 95. Yeah, that was 95. John B. Bonafide. But he looked at you, yeah. And we had Wayne to Exhale. So it was a different, yeah. So I think that's what happened because when you first came out, people wanted to be like you guys because hang out with you guys because you look like fun guys, like, oh, this is a sophisticated black guy. And I think when you start to come quickly and we're still young and you're growing up quicker than we are, I think we
Right.
get, yeah.
That
But the,
affects it. And then the record company, the marketing, they didn't really quite know what to do with us. So we can kind of blame them too. Um,
yeah, I mean, I spent 3.5 hours speaking to Tracy Spencer. She told me about how
oh yeah,
every
Capital
yeah,
Script.
they
Yeah.
get capital, how the whole black department just disappeared. So,
Yep.
once I know you're on Capital, I realize, yeah, because Tracy said
Yeah.
the whole department just disappeared, and it just, they didn't know how to market her stuff.
Bro, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I'm gonna say something, Mike. I'm gonna say
Okay.
something funny too. We went
Oh,
on, we went on tour. Capital at the end of the tour, where our album was like just getting past goal, so they decided that they wanted to give us a party in the lobby of the venue with the gold album up. I was livid. I literally cussed everybody out.
Keep talking. Yeah.
why is that?
Night, Shantae was not an event for her at George's, which was one of our premier restaurants. It was fantastic restaurants on Melrose Avenue. I mean, they had all the stars out there. They had everybody out there. Everybody we knew. Everybody was like, "Yo, y'all album is big too. Why y'all not having a party like this?" That it was over for me. I went nuts. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, they don't know what they're doing. That was a really low point. That was a low point. And on top of that, me and Mike we didn't get paid. We didn't get paid for that tour.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. It
Wow.
was. It
We
was.
did not get paid.
Yeah. It was. It was. People say that we would have been on a label like MCA or something like that. We would have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe
It would have changed.
Arista. Yeah, yeah. You probably would have gone up, yeah, Arista stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a song on the Portrait album, Problems. That was the only new Jack Swing album, and I wanted to song, but I was thinking, okay, who are you guys talking about? But that was the new Jack sort of throwback to
Okay. Let me
Teddy.
let, let me tell you. There's a story about problems.
Oh,
Um,
Philip is laughing. He almost fell
Eric,
over.
Eric. One of Eric's favorite groups was the Andrews Sisters.
Andrew sisters, okay.
Yeah. So Eric, um, it was a tough one. I mean, it was a vocal challenge, and Eric wanted to do all these things, and we knew the talent and what he was doing, but it
Mike
was
hated that song. Stop it, Mike.
yeah. I didn't like it as much. Yeah, I didn't really like it as much as but again, I'm in the middle again because Eric is my my dude growing up. I mean, we started off together. So
Yeah.
I didn't think it was cool for us, but I didn't have enough, at the time. I'm just doing music. I couldn't say, nah, man, I just, it took me to about the second album to where I can say, hey, man, yeah.
No, the thing about it, though,
Oh man, my stomach hurt.
because I listened to it, and I'm thinking, okay, this is the only song that sounds like a New Jack song. It doesn't fit the album, but for those of us, I'm a big Teddy fan, so I was like, okay, it stood out, but it just didn't flow with it, and actually reminded me of Timmy Gatlin. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between us, or even loving us, on which I did miss you.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jodeci's voice is winning Oscars.
play it.
These guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.